Welcome to the Jonathan Show, and we have got an amazing show for you tonight. Are you in the mood for a great show? Let's take a look and see who's in my green room for you this evening. My first guest is not just an Oscar winner, she is a double Oscar winner. She brings sophistication to everything she appears in, which means she's got her work cut out for her tonight. The fabulous Cate Blanchett. There she is. Hello, Cate. Good evening. 2 Oscars. 2 Oscars. Alongside Cate is, without question, the world's #1 movie star slash rock god slash kung fu master, the one and only Jack Black, ladies and gentlemen. Also on the show, a wonderful actor in TV and film. She gave us the comedy icon Patsy in Absolutely Fabulous. She's now everyone's favourite travel companion. It's only Joanna Lumley, ladies and gentlemen. We got more. Next up, a man whose work with diversity was responsible for taking street dance mainstream and for teaching me to pop and lock. Oh, I got the moves. And that took me to the very top of my local hospital's waiting list. It is, of course, Ashley Banjo, ladies and gentlemen. I love Ashley Banjo. And we got more guests as well. Also in my green room, 2 screen legends. You'll know one from The Fast Show and the other is the sexy beast himself. It's Paul Whitehouse and Ray Winstone. Showbiz got me right there. OK, and as always, we've got great music for you this evening. A man who's won 10 Grammy Awards and an Oscar for his song in the wonderful film Selma, Mr. John Legend, ladies and gentlemen. And now, let me just start by asking Ashley. Ashley, you've taught a lot of people to dance over the years, I know that.
Yeah.
And tonight you'll get the chance to learn as well, because I'll share a few moves with you, but...
Yeah, right.
But have you ever taught an animal to dance?
You?
No. Because apparently, the animal kingdom is way ahead of us in dance moves. I didn't know they could dance, but they do. Have a look at this picture here. Take a look at these 2. Look at that. It's Simba doing the samba. See, that's what I'd like to see on Strictly Come Dancing, because if Craig Revel Hall had savaged them, they could just rip his throat out. And here's something that even David Attenborough's never seen, a European brown bear doing Gangnam Style. But finally, please brace yourself for this, because there's reports of a very weird creature spotted dancing in Africa last week, and no one quite knows what to make of it. What exactly is happening there? Oh, God, you know, God bless her for trying and getting involved, eh? The big showbiz news of the week is that Chris Evans is leaving his Radio 2 breakfast show after 8 years. Now, it's been a huge show, the most successful show in Europe, I believe. Finding a replacement is going to be hard. They need someone with years of experience. They need someone who's loved by everyone. They need someone who's available. I know what you're thinking. I'm trying to put my name in a hat. I'm not, OK? But I think we found the perfect person, and we want to show Radio 2. They might not know about this DJ. We want to show this person, we'll see if they'll be interested. She is Mary Sandel. There she is. She's the star DJ and host of Edgbaston's Queen Elizabeth Hospital's weekly radio show. She really is. She's the oldest working DJ in the country. I know. Yeah. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, is age a problem? Because at 91, she's 5 years younger than the average Radio 2 listener. But we thought we'd give her a platform. I hope Radio 2 are watching. We thought we'd get her. We're going over to in Birmingham now, and she's going to help me introduce the guests on the show tonight, OK? So let me go over now. Mary, can you hear me? How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Jonathan.
OK.
Are you OK? You don't look very well.
Well, what kind of tracks are you dropping on your show right now, Mary?
Well, I'm a big fan of George Ezra.
Well, who doesn't love George Ezra, right?
Oh, yes, I love him.
Would you do me the honour of introducing our first guest on the show tonight?
I'd love to, Jonathan. Please welcome 2 legends of cinema. It's Cate Blanchett and Jack Black.
Lovely to see you. You look amazing. Oh, as always. Come and sit down. Cate and Jack, ladies and gentlemen. You look amazing, as always. Kate, you always look amazing.
Oh, I thought... No, Jack's shoes.
He was not talking about me.
Yeah.
Now, you're in a movie together. They're in a new movie. It's opening 21st September. It's called The House with a Clock in Its Walls. Is this the first time you two have worked together?
You laugh at the title. It's complicated.
Why was there a chat?
Yeah, it's a long title.
It's a long
The
title.
house with a clock in its walls. Good laugh.
Diction.
Was it the way I said it you think that was wrong?
Yes. Can you... Let's,
Wow.
you know...
Hold on, don't
you're gonna
start.
edit certain
You
things
really
out.
have
Do
to
you wanna
enunciate or you
have
can
another
get
go
in
at
trouble
it?
with
The
the
House
title.
with the Clock in Its Walls. Wait, did you think I was saying the house with the cock in its walls?
Oh!
Is that what you were laughing?
And you all want to go and see that movie?
Is this the first time you guys have been on screen together, though?
Yes.
This is the first time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, I would know. I would have remembered if I was in a movie with Cate Blanchett.
Yes. Look at the body language.
What does my body do? What
Your
does my
body
body
language
say?
is like this.
I
What
feel
does that
like I
mean?
have, because I feel like if I just sit normally, things don't look right. I feel like I
That
look
looks
better.
so much better.
I feel like I look sexier back here.
Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, what's going on
It's
already?
a children's movie.
Yeah, we gotta cut that bit out.
Well, this must have been repressed. This kind of chemistry was obviously held back from the
Yes,
film.
there's
You
a
couldn't let
deep
it out.
history between our characters, but it's not that.
Now, we established there's a house, and we know that there is probably a clock in the walls.
Yes.
So far, that's all we know about it. What more can you tell me about the film?
There's a boy who tragically loses his parents, and he has to come live with his eccentric uncle, Bing, who is also turns out to be a warlock. And my best friend who lives across the street, this one right here, who is a witch. And we teach him our magical ways. And in the meantime, he's trying to fit in at school like a regular kid.
Yeah.
And he's feeling kind of insecure. So he uses his magical powers to try to fit into that real... I am not good at explaining a movie because I end up saying every single thing that happens.
You know what?
Anyway, there's a house and it has a clock in the walls,
walls.
and it's going to turn time backwards to eradicate the human race.
Let's have a look at a clip. This is out the 21st of September. It's called The House with a Clock in Its Walls.
That's a lot of clocks.
Well, what constitutes a lot is really a matter of personal taste. For me, it's a perfect amount of clocks. Oh, sorry, there's a deranged cuckoo in there.
Your ratchet wheel's shot and the click spring's not far behind. Hello. You're Lewis, I presume. How was your trip?
This old hag is my next-door neighbor, Mrs. Florence Zimmerman.
I'm relieved to see you didn't inherit your uncle's freakishly oversized head.
Huh. Says the woman who literally looks like a Q-tip.
Oh, look. The giant head is angry.
My God, did that withered purple skeleton just speak? She thinks she's smarter than me because she's got more college degrees.
No, I think I'm smarter than you because I'm smarter than you.
The big new movie starring Jack Black, Cate Blanchett. It's out the 21st September. It's a great family film. The
It
kid's
is.
not too young. It's a bit scary for really young kids, maybe, isn't it? But I would have thought 7 or 8 and up.
What,
is
6 months?
Yeah. Yeah.
My boys love a good scare. I mean, I think you know if your kids like those kind of movies. I have to draw the line because they want to go see like really scary rated R movies. I'm like, no, I need to watch it first before I allow them to see like the nightmare-inducing movies. But this one is like ready for viewing for the kids of all ages, in my opinion.
How old are your boys?
10 and 12.
Okay. And have you made errors of judgment in the past? Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
allowed them to see films that are the...
Oh, yeah. You've made massive errors.
I've made it, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the thing about parenting. Of course, it's trial and error. But you know, I'm right there with the remote,
Yeah.
so I can pause it in the middle of some naughty bits if I,
I mean,
really
how
want.
young were they when you showed them The Shining?
The Shining? No, come on. I have not shown them a Shining.
I was going on a trip, and my husband said, I'm on top of it, it's good, we're going to watch a movie. Had my bags, getting ready to go to the airport. My 4-year-old son was watching The Shining, and it's like, a bit early.
So now you are both, I think, the same age.
We were separated at birth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raised as a scientific experiment by different parents.
But I'm raising this because you both have a pretty big, milestone birthday coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
That's
We're going to be
coming next year.
100 together.
Yeah, that's right.
They're both heading
Between
for
the
their
two of us.
50th birthday. Do you have plans? Are you going to kick it off in big style? Are you big party people?
No, no.
I don't really like throwing parties for myself.
But if anyone else wants to throw a party for Jack, yes, I'm totally happy.
My favorite birthday I ever had was my 40th birthday, and I just did a concert with my pal, Kyle, Tenacious D concert.
And who doesn't love Tenacious D?
I would much prefer to put on a show than to throw a party for my... Parties make me anxious. I get nervous and I feel all worried. Are people going to have fun at my party? But if I just put on a show, it takes care of all of that.
So you kind of, that gave you a reason for being there?
Yeah.
So you felt comfortable in that?
And I put all my friends and family in the show. They're on stage with me, feeling the energy and the adrenaline. That was the best birthday. I think maybe we should do that. Maybe we should put on a show.
Maybe we should have a Tenacious D concert.
Yeah.
For my birthday.
Yes. What do you want to hear?
I want to hear that one about... That one.
I think I know the one.
No, the one about this is the best song in the world.
Yes.
Oh, Tribute.
Tribute.
That's our best one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually the first song we ever wrote.
Wow.
And it's still, sadly, our best song.
It's still...
We just hit it out of the park.
So now, Tenacious D, though, you're doing another Tenacious D movie, is that right? Or a cartoon? What's going on?
Yeah, we made an animated feature that I did all the drawings for.
I didn't know you were an artist.
That's going to be it's coming out on YouTube on September 28th.
Wow.
So tune in.
So comedy, heavy, is that kind of R-rated, like some of the stuff you used to do with Tenacious D, or is it kind of broader?
I mean, it's a cartoon, so I feel like we have a little more artistic license, but it's basically the most penises you've ever seen in a movie. I think we broke the record for...
Wow.
Most penises.
And hold it, these are all penises drawn by you?
He doesn't draw anything else.
I don't know. I'm very good at drawing penises.
Okay, I would like to see one.
You want me to draw?
I've got... What would you like to see Jack draw? Because we had this here because they said Jack said I can draw a picture of you. But
yeah.
I think, wouldn't you rather see a picture of obviously
you as a penis?
I could draw your penis.
You could do that. Okay. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Now, do you need me to model for this at all?
Yeah, just stay right where you are.
He's just going to do this from memory, Jack.
It's big.
I mean, well, you know, it's a blessing and a curse.
I don't know. That's it. This
Maya
is
Picasso.
That's just right out of the gate.
I think you need to go see a doctor.
Wow. Okay, the thing is, I can see myself in there.
It's not bad for 30 seconds. It's not.
But you guys obviously like each other. You get on very well. This is a friendship that should have happened years ago, hasn't it?
It should have happened years ago.
It should
Our
have.
lives could have been so different.
Well, I'm glad it happened at all.
Yes.
It was so fun. Every day, walking to the set with my pal, Cate Blanchett.
Who, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but Kate has chosen to live in our country. You live here in the UK now, don't you?
I came back just in time for Brexit.
Yeah. Okay. So we can blame you for that.
Yes, it's all my fault.
But what do you like? Why did you choose to live here? Why did you decide to stay here?
I just think that, you know, in my country, you walk into a field and, you know, you're going to be killed by some kind of snake or accosted by a huge...
The spiders in the toilet.
Yeah, and it's much more benign here. You know, pigs, chickens...
You had some pet pigs, didn't you?
I did. It was a failed experiment to turn my children vegetarian. I think I realised that moment when, at the time, my husband decided to call them Benson and Hedges. Right. Because they were going to be smoked. You know, but, I failed.
Okay.
I failed.
And Jack, you like it here. You've never lived here, but you like it here.
I do. I've always had great experiences here. Love playing music here. Got a great music scene. Look at the bands you have. You got Radiohead. You got Blur. You got Gorillaz.
Yeah.
You got Fish and Chips. You got...
Mushy peas.
You got the Angry Chef. Who's that Angry Chef you got?
Well, we've got quite a few who are quite angry, but do you mean the #1 angry guy would be Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, with the 25 television shows. That guy, I went to one of his restaurants, and they had pigeon on the menu, and I was like, that disgusting bird in the park. Guess what? It was friggin' delicious.
Yeah.
You got those mushy peas?
You like the mushy peas?
We don't have those in the States. We have just regular peas.
Yeah.
It's a magical country.
And we have a house with a clock in the Wall, opening on the 21st September. It's a great fun film. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. Okay, they're going to stick around, but still to come, we have got Joanna Lumley, Ashley Banjo, Paul Whitehouse and Ray Winstone. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. Let's get my next guest out. She's simply the best of British. It's the one and only Joanna Lumley.
Jonathan, all we do is kiss. You know, we do this extra kissing here, but, you know, backstage when the camera's on us, we just kiss.
do the real kissing.
We do real kissing. Hey, it's good to see you.
I am so excited you're on the show.
Yeah.
Whenever I know Joanna's come on the show, I get so excited. I don't know anyone who doesn't just adore Joanna Lumley. She is, I know it's an overused phrase, but she is a national treasure. I don't know anyone who doesn't adore you. And you know what? I don't know, even, you know, always have done. It was not even, I mean, obviously, Absolutely Fabulous changed everything for you, I guess. But before that, The Avengers and Sapphire and Steel and way back to the Bond movie, you know, you were, I think, held in great regard. Did you always feel that love coming back to you?
No, well, no, because I love so much, I'm blinded to whether what people think of me. But what was great was doing The Avengers, where suddenly my name could be remembered. Trying to be an actress and having your name remembered when you've got a kind of one line in one tiny sort of sitcom is terribly difficult, and suddenly...
Why are you looking at me when you're saying that?
Because you'd never know. I'm trying to explain.
I totally would know.
She so wouldn't know about this. But I've had a happy life, I think. That's what...
And Ad Fab, you know, we've spoken about this before, but when it first came along, did you have any inkling that it would be the success it was? Because it's been everywhere, hasn't it? I mean, it has fans all over the world.
It's the brilliance of the writing. We all know that in this business, you can't do anything if the writing's not there. You can't. You can't make bricks without straw. And Jennifer Saunders is a genius. And when that script plopped through the post, I thought, first of all, I thought, he'll never be able to do this. Because it was at a time when families were sweet and cosy and nice, and people went, oh, at the end of the show, and things were made up. And suddenly this vile bunch of people, really revolting and ridiculous and funny. And the chance of just being ridiculously funny and vile was very nice.
I mean, because Patsy is sort of vile, but she's also sort of, you know, you love her, and she's also kind of sexy as well. She's kind of got a lot of things going on.
She thinks she's sexy. She can't remember if she's a man or a woman. I mean, she just changed her.
Jonathan Ross thinks she's sexy as well.
I think there's a fluidity there who's attractive.
But do you ever... our Jonathan rather likes the old Pats, doesn't he?
I think I'm not alone. I think I'm not alone. Is he ever going to come back? Because you made the movie. The movie was a huge success.
Do you know, I don't know. Jennifer Saunders wrote it. It belongs to her. And if she says she'll do more, she shall. And if she won't, and she said she won't, she won't. But I have a funny feeling that we made this lovely show last year about going to the Champagne region. Somebody had to learn about how champagne was made. Just Jennifer and I went, as us two. But of course, Adina and Patsy were just lurking behind us all the time. Everything we did had them sort of like shadows. And we thought, we haven't let go of them yet. They haven't really been buried like old sort of carcasses in their sarcophagi.
Hey, but you mentioned making a travel show where you went to the Champagne region, but you've just made another one. You've been making these shows for... This is like a whole new thing for you.
I've turned into... it's my parallel existence. I've got such a passion for travel and such an absolute longing to find out what the rest of the world is like. And one of the parts of the world I was obsessed with knowing more about and had never known was what used to be called Asia Minor, Central Asia. Now, up until 1991, when the Soviet Union was the USSR, it had hold of all the stans, they're called. So we couldn't really easily go there. And so that's why most of us never went to Uzbekistan, to Tashkent for a holiday. Go now, because I've been there, I've checked it out. It's sensational. What did I think? I thought Tashkent. What did I think? Did I think it would just be some old camels and old bits of goat hoof or something, and an old dusty old robe? It's fabulous. It's like Paris.
Yeah. But I've been to places where it's just an old camel, and it was still quite a nice holiday.
Yes.
But you've been everywhere. You've done India, Japan, Russia, China, Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, Mongolia, and then we get to this Silk Road one, which you're going to show a clip of in there. Georgia, Uzbekistan, Kurdistan, Tajikistan, Iran, Azerbaijan...
You put one away very quietly there.
Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan. And
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah. It's got no vowels
in the wall.
same hands.
My diction getting a hammer tonight.
Is this the Silk Road that you've kind of been...
the Silk Road. So following it from... the Silk Road started in China and ended in Europe, in Rome or
This was a
Venice.
trading route, wasn't it, way back then?
Ancient trading route, where all the goods in the world came. They came on yaks and camels and goats and horses and mules and donkeys. And it wasn't a whole journey, but they would do it like passing the baton. They'd take it to here, sell the stuff on, it would go to there, mark up, sell the stuff on, sell the stuff on, sell the stuff on. Jonathan, you've got to go. I'm trying to get everybody... Go!
So this begins on ITV on Tuesday, Joanna Lumley's Silk Road. I think we're going to show a trailer because it gives a flavour of the many places. But you can tell us where you went and what you saw afterwards. Have a look at this.
Yeah. These little darlings have made people richer than a king's ransom, just by producing what's natural to them and to us is desired silk. I'm wearing one as a brooch because I've become very attached to it. Follow me on my Silk Road adventure.
Photography, so beautiful.
It's
So beautiful.
sensational.
You must be away a lot. So is that, how do you work that with your husband? How is he about you being away for that period of time? How do
Well,
you
he's a
work it?
musician, so he's away a lot anyway.
Right.
And the start of our married life, he was away for sort of 8 or 10 months a year. So we got married, both of it was second marriages. We thought this time we'll make it work. And the thing to do is just to know what you're getting into. Don't suddenly go, oh, I didn't expect that. We're both independent. We both I love being on my own. When I'm away, I don't even phone home.
Wow.
Because that takes your travelling head away from you. And they're always saying things about, well, the gas bill came, and you kind of go, what's this? You're in Tashkent. You don't hear that. So you just sort of walk away.
Well, that sounds delightfully selfish.
Yes, it is.
Admirable. I like that.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, you don't want people to keep phoning. If you're on the other side of the world, it's always the wrong time, and you've either got a large gin and tonic, and somebody phones up and it's breakfast, and they're going, we've got a very difficult day ahead, and you go, oh, bad luck. You don't want that sort of behaviour, you know?
Let me ask you, anywhere you guys really want to go that you haven't been to? Anywhere that you've got your heart set on?
So many places. I've never been anywhere near the Middle East. I've always wanted to go, but I've also always been scared for some reason.
Until now.
You hear stories,
Yeah,
but
bad stuff.
that's why I'm interested in your show. You went there for me, and I can go experience the Middle East just on my telly with you.
Oh, so you're that kind of a traveller. You're a kind of stay-at-home traveller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll dip my toe in the Middle East if you convince me that it's safe. Yesterday, I went for some incredible Lebanese food on the west side.
So you walked 200 metres. That was a big, big journey.
Once again, though, wet my whistle for the Middle East.
OK, where would you... If we chose one country, where would you recommend we went to? Where?
Tomorrow, I'm going to go back to Georgia. I'm going to go to the capital, Tbilisi. Can you say that with me? Tbilisi. I adore you. So, when you get there, this capital is, it's a spa town. Very, very old, mountainous. It's got the most elegant, beautiful balconies and water and things. It's slightly shabby. It's like kind of Vienna crossed with Paris.
Wow.
But fin de siècle. It truly is astonishing. So I'm just begging everybody when they go on holidays not to go to a hotel and see if there's a spa. You can do all that stuff, washing your stuff at home. You don't have to go and wash yourself when you go abroad. Get out there.
I mean, if you get one thing for this interview, don't wash yourself when you go abroad. You don't need it. We're wasting all that time. I barely wash at home. I don't know you. But you do. That's a good point.
I'm not going to get onto the lavatories.
Are they bad?
Out there, many times lavatories are fine. Sometimes they're not. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The very first time I went to Europe, there was the loo, and there was this sort of object, which I later found out was a bidet, but I thought it was an ice bucket.
Yeah.
We were putting beers in it. I thought, this is so useful. Every room has an ice
Oh,
bucket.
but OK, that's so Australian. I put a brew in the pisser for you over there. Help yourself. Have you ever been to a centre park? Because that's I mean, I went there and it was and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a very different kind of adventure, and it is an adventure.
And I've seen commercials for them, and it looks lovely.
I
They look good.
saw men with children sitting outside pubs drinking pints of lager at 7 in the morning. It's worth going. Why don't we go together?
Well, we could. I've often looked at them and I thought, if I had children, which I haven't now because my lovely grown-up son is grown up and has his own children, so it doesn't say I've got a little one there. But if I did have them, I'd go straight to Centre Parks and give them to somebody else.
How lovely to be a grandmother, though.
I know, isn't it lovely?
Wow.
Aren't I lucky? I've got, just under my hair, which is obviously a wig, under here, it's written lucky, 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 all over my head.
Well, no, you've earned it, and people love you for your talent, but also you're a very special person. That's
Yeah,
why
do you want me to move up the sofa now? I can feel
Not
that
yet,
moment
no.
coming. It's when he suddenly starts moving the cards around.
No, not yet. You can in a minute. You can go out of Georgia in a minute. Joanna, lovely to have you here. There couldn't be a more delightful person to spend time with. Joanna Lumley, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come on the show, we have got Mr. Ashley Banjo, Mr. Paul Whitehouse and Winstone, and music from John Legend. See you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out. He's the man I get all my street dance moves from, Ashley Banjo.
Thank you.
Ashley, great. You're a good-looking man, aren't you? Isn't he a good-looking man, ladies and gentlemen? He's a good-looking man. Well, Jack, isn't he a good-looking man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had a drawing done of you looking like a penis?
Many times. Yeah.
Okay, Jack, can I avail you of your
If you got 30 seconds, I've got a penis
Well, you
drawing
can work
that
away
looks
on
just
that
like
there,
you.
and then we can have a look at that.
Make it good, make it good.
All right. Don't be offended.
Do you need me, or you...
Yeah, no, I do. Oh, yeah, this one's even better than the one before. This is gonna really drive people to my new motion picture. Everyone's gonna... I'm sorry, I didn't really focus on the phallicyness. But I think I captured something.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you captured something. That's pretty amazing.
Going back to me, I am putting that up.
There you go.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's got a trainer. Thank you
very much, my friend. This is going up.
Ashley, I can't believe you're on the verge of the 10th anniversary of when you guys appeared on Britain's Got Talent and won it. It's 10 years next year.
Nearly 10 years.
That's amazing that it's 10 years ago.
God, look at that.
I mean, look at that. And what a success story at the time and since then. I mean, it changed all your lives, I guess.
I mean, at that moment right there, I mean, we're standing opposite Susan Boyle and we thought, no chance. We were happy to come second. They said diversity. We were shocked, completely bowled over. And from that point onwards, we've just been trying to prove to people that it wasn't a fluke, and we've kind of just worked as hard as we possibly can to kind of stay where we are. And
Before Britain's Got Talent, where were you performing? What kind of places could people see you? Where did you get your work from? Who employed you?
we used to do a lot of Asian weddings, believe it or not. And back then, you know, we're kind of a professional outfit now. You know, we've kind of grown up, we've seen things, we've won competitions and blah, blah, blah. But back then, we were just kind of like a group of kids who just loved to do what we do. So we'd walk in our tracksuits to these weddings, and people would be like... thinking, are they meant to be here? And then we get on the dance floor, and all of a sudden, you know, people are throwing money, and they're like, yeah.
They go crazy.
And that's kind of where we learn a lot of kind of random functions.
And are you still throwing Perry around as much? Because he was, when you started, he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And his main job seemed to be, he was like just a sort of a plaything that you would hurl at each other.
Yeah, I literally made a career throwing a child around.
But now he's pretty tall. Last time I saw him, he must have been 6'5", I think.
Yeah, he's about 6'2" now, something like that. Yeah, look, there he is.
Wow.
He's big, and he's heavy.
Yeah. So can you still throw him?
I can indeed.
And you must have dropped him a few times over the years, I guess.
Yes, I mean, it's part and parcel of it. But, to be fair, in public, we've rarely dropped him.
Well, that makes it all fine, then.
Yeah, no, it's...
I mean, you dropped him in private a lot.
Yeah.
Is it to show him The Shining or to drop him?
And the new show now that people can go and see, what's in that? How is that different from stuff you've done in the past?
This one's a little bit crazy, I'll be honest, because what we normally do is we just go to theatres, we go to arenas, we create productions that people might expect, but this year, believe it or not, is the 250th anniversary of the circus. So we've gone and we've got one of Europe's largest big tops, a 2,000-seater circus tent.
So it's circus themed then? You're doing
It's a genuine circus. I'm kind of learning all sorts of new skills, and I've been really kind of pushing myself in the past 2 months.
So what kind of skills have you learned?
I think the most dangerous one is being shackled in a cube of water, not much bigger than my body. And I'm handcuffed here, I'm handcuffed around my neck. And it's at that moment that I say to myself, what are you doing? And I get put in this cube, the lid gets shut and padlocked, and you genuinely can't breathe, and you have to escape.
Is that dancing?
I like to take things in new directions.
Still dancing?
It's not.
But do you dance when you... What, you dance when you get out? To celebrate freedom, or you dance inside less dancey?
You know what? The dancing is now just the glue. We do much more, Jonathan.
So you've made it into a big kind of like a big showbiz extravaganza?
Yeah, it's a variety show.
Not just the dancing?
No, magic,
Okay,
dancing, all sorts.
Well, that sounds fun. And you have some new people. There's a contortionist type guy you
Oh,
have
yeah, we've got this
what's
guy.
his name?
Whoa! And he, I mean,
Is that a person?
When I first saw that picture, I could not believe what I was
seeing. It looks like one of
seeing.
Jack's drawings come to life.
That's one person.
Is that his bottom?
Hold it. OK, so...
So look,
That's right. That's his bottom.
That's his head. So the neck goes round here.
Yeah, that's
I
his...
see.
Yeah,
Back. Right.
And his left arm comes and grabs the hand.
Arse is there.
Yeah.
And this leg bends the wrong way.
Yeah, that's the one.
But it looks like a turkey's fallen out the oven, doesn't it? It looks like something you're going to be cooking, and it's...
But honestly, I'm not joking.
But does he dance as well?
He does, he's a great dancer.
What,
But
like that?
No, yeah, like that. Yeah.
What, he just hops? What does he do?
Involves. Funnily enough, he does that and he hops in the show.
So, Ashley and Diversity, they're on tour. The tour starts 21st September. You can get tickets now. And the tour is called Ignite, and this will give you a little taste of what you can expect. But it's something you guys, because it's you and your brother, and you're kind of, all of you are like a family, I guess.
Yeah, it's the same group from when we won all those years ago.
Amazing.
We've known each other for, I mean, some of the guys have been in this collective for 20 years now.
Wow. You know, but it's a bit, is it not a bit like, you know, when there comes a time, like, you know, a well-loved pet, you have to say goodbye. You know?
What, to Perry?
No, I'm not... No, I'm not saying you put anyone down. I'm just saying there must come a time when you can't do all that stuff anymore, is what I'm saying. I don't mean like...
There's a time when you transition into a dad dancer, isn't there?
That's what I'm talking about. I might see if Jack wants to show me a move.
I can never turn down a dance challenge.
I'm not offering the dance challenge. I'm not offering the dance challenge. OK, you know, I hurt my knee, so my proxy will have to step in for me, maybe. OK, I'm not doing that, but, you know, we will do something later on. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Ashley Banjo. Still to come on the show, we've got Paul Whitehouse and the great man Ray Winstone, plus John Legend performing. See you after the break. Welcome back. It's time to get my next guests out. They are the original geezers. It's Paul Whitehouse and Ray Winstone. Ray, how are you? Come on out. Sit down. Well, anywhere you feel comfortable.
Sit on the floor.
Oh, yes. It's Bohemian. It's Bohemian.
Yeah, Bohemian.
Yeah. Guys, you know, it's great to have you here. And here's the thing, the guys in a new movie, it's called King of Thieves. It's got the most extraordinary cast.
Apart from Ray.
Yeah. But look, you got Michael Caine, amazing. Michael Gambon, Jim Broadbent there. I mean, what an incredible cast. Tom Courtenay as well, yeah. How was it working with those? With working with Caine, for example, who, of course, you've impersonated many times on television, Paul.
Yeah, I've rung, you know, Michael Caine for decades, really, haven't I, now? Yeah, he's made me a couple of bob, you know. I know that, don't I? And first scene that I did in the film, the first scene of the whole film was me with him. I watched it the other day, and there's this little old man tending to his vegetable patch, and it's me. And then in comes rather suave Mr. Caine and says, "Hello, Cole. You know you're supposed to cover them plants up in the winter, don't you?" What he does now, I've noticed in his speech, his voice has sort of dropped down a tone or two, so he's right down there. But he also breathes, like, in between.
But you, the weird thing is, Ray, but your character impersonates Michael Caine in the movie.
Yeah, do you know, it was so good that I actually thought they'd put Paul's voice on it. I was so worried about it, I can't even remember what it was now.
I'll have you in bleeding chunks.
I'll have you in bleeding chunks.
Chunks! I'll have you in chunks!
Yeah, that's a different reading.
Right. That is a Freudian slip.
I've got to be careful with the swearing tonight, because my youngest daughter's in, so...
Oh,
She's never heard you swear, has she?
No.
No.
I don't swear at her.
How old's your youngest?
17.
She's 17. She's heard you swear.
No, she hasn't. You haven't, have you?
She fucking hates it. Look, you fucking spark out, Ross.
Let me ask you about before we just talk about you guys working together,
Yeah.
the film itself, what's extraordinary is, of course, it's based on this remarkable true story.
Yeah.
King of Thieves is based on the big Hatton jewellery heist that happened a few years ago, and what a remarkable story. I mean, it really was... It's only about 3 years ago, I think, 2015, they stole £14 million worth of stuff.
That they know of, yeah.
And they were all old geezers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the youngest was... My character was 60, wasn't it? Or was Danny?
Danny's 61, I think. Same age as me.
Yeah.
Did you meet the character you played? Did you want to meet the person you play?
No, I didn't meet the character I played, but I asked somebody who lives locally to me if I need to be looking over my shoulder. And he said, "No, you'll be all right, Paul. I might come knocking on your door for a couple of bob, though." They just got away with 14 million.
And Ray, did you meet the person who you play?
Yeah, Danny, I went to school with him. I sat next to him at school.
Hold on, you went to school with him? I mean, all the things that we fear about you appear to be coming true.
Yeah, but he never swears in front of his dog.
I wanted to go and visit him before we'd done the film. Out of respect, really. You know, let him know that I was playing. How did he feel about me playing him? I mean, physically, we're not the same. He's a very fit boy, you know. Yeah. Still is. He's got to be to climb up them drain pipes. So, yeah, it was. That's the only reason I went to meet him. I went and visited him a couple of times.
Well, we've got a picture of you next to a photograph of him, so we can see you.
I think that's just after he's been nicked, so he ain't gonna look that great.
Wait, here's the thing I'm thinking is, you know, so what happened? It's fascinating to me that, you know, you were at the same school from the same background, more or less.
Yeah.
And his life went in one direction, down one path, and yours went in a different direction. Why is that? Were you...
I think Dan had a really tough life. You know, home. I'm not saying he wasn't loved, but he had a very tough life, tough upbringing. I was very lucky. I had a good, you know, I had a great home life as a kid.
But family?
Yeah, and it just wasn't in me. Some things are in you and some things ain't.
But I find that surprising, because I think we all think it is in you, and that's why... you know what I mean? That's why you're so convincing on screen.
No, well, that's the parts that I've played over the years, I guess. And if you think that, then hopefully I'm doing the parts
You are.
right. You know, so... That's OK.
But you can be, you know, on screen, of course, you can come across as genuinely chilling and very intimidating. Do people expect that of you in real life? Like, for example, say I was delivering a parcel. Because I do a bit of work for Amazon at the weekends. Say I knocked on your door.
You'd leave it somewhere else, you'd lob it down the thing.
But do you go out your way to put on... Is there, like, a smiley face you have to greet people so that they don't think it's Ray Winstone?
That's even scarier, a smiley face.
Let's see your warm face. Let's see a warm face. Yeah, that's not great, is it?
It's the only one I got, John.
Let's have a look at a clip. This is King of Thieves. Yeah, I'm telling you, you couldn't expect to find a better cast in any movie ever. It's amazing. It's out on Friday. It's a true story. Look at this.
We're here at Hatton Garden, where last night there was a robbery in the vault. It's the biggest robbery in British criminal history.
They were extremely professional and highly organised outfit.
Ken? Ken?
What? He's deaf as a post. But Hatton Garden is an itch I could never scratch. Get scratching, Brian. We'll be dead tomorrow. If I can round up the right people, get some young blokes in. It wasn't us, officer. We're not capable. I'm the governor now. Run like the wind. You tell a single soul about this, and I'll cut your balls off. Nice bloke.
Hooks you right in, doesn't it? So did you guys all get along, though? Did you all get along as pals?
We had fun making it, didn't we?
Yeah,
it was great fun.
Yeah. Prince Philip came to visit us on set one day, didn't he? Because we were
That was
filming
blinding,
in Windsor.
Yeah.
And he came out and he... all of us were in some bar.
He pulled up in a car.
And you met him.
And there's me and Joe sitting there. And the window went down on the Range Rover and he said, what are you doing? We're in Windsor Park. We're in his garden, you know. So, we're making a film, sir. He said, how are you? I said, yeah, with Sir Tom Courtenay and Sir Michael Caine. And, well, would you like to meet him? And he went, no.
I went to their house once for lunch, and there were 12 of us, and I couldn't work out for the life of me why I'd been invited. I played Queen Elizabeth and sitting next to her, and I thought, well, maybe she's seen the movie and wants to ask me about my interpretation. And I sat next to him, and he said, oh, I hear you're an actor. And I said, yeah, that's right. He said, well, I was given a DVD player for Christmas, and I can't work out whether I put the green cord in or the red cord. And I said, well, sir, it's not my area of expertise. I thought he's invited me for lunch to tell him how he's making DVD players.
Well, maybe he just thought you're an actor, but are you useful in any way?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you said like the stories. There is something about when you meet people who've been in the business for a while long and they've got great stories and you want them to share them. I know Joanna's just about to go on tour, and you're going to do an evening with Joanna Lumley, which I can imagine the stories you've got to tell must be extraordinary.
Yeah, only because of the gorgeous people I've met over the years. I've been in the business for about 50 years. So that's what my story will be about. It will just be, it's called It's All About Me.
Now, you know, the big thing is, actually, you've taught a lot of people to dance over the years. Do you feel like showing us a move or two?
I mean, I don't mind showing some moves. He's up for it.
You know what? Who's up for it? OK, well, mainly the men, I think. Because you know... Hey, Ray.
What? Ray, mate.
Do you want to learn how to floss?
You got to learn it.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Let's see. Jack, you want to go this?
Come on.
I can never turn down an invitation to the dance.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, come on. Right, let's go. Ready? Hands on the hips, hands on the hips. We're going to go side to side. Let's go. Not too much. Good. Right now, we're going to learn how to floss. So let's go. Hips like this. Big, big. Yeah, good. Big. Now look. Now do this with the hands. Opposite. Oh, my...
He's flossing, that's what you should do it.
Right, let's go. Let's go. Opposite hands to hips. Go.
Where's it?
Go.
Hold it.
Opposite. 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 And now...
That's amazing. I've given up. I can't do it. That was amazing. Ashley Banjo and Jack Black, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, thanks to all my guests tonight. Ray Winstone, Paul Whitehouse, Ashley Banjo, Joanna Lumley, Cate Blanchett and Jack Black. And a special thank you to Mary. Wow, look at that man go. That's amazing. All right. I hope you can join me on the show next week. We've got one last treat for you tonight. Will you please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the fabulous Mr. John Legend. John. Great to see you again. John Legend, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. So, John, great to see you again. We should explain, you're in town because you're picking up an award from GQ magazine.
Yes.
What's the award they're giving you?
Most stylish man. I'm one of the men of the year for GQ.
You see, we have something in common because I've been their worst dressed man 3 or 4 times. You know, last time you came on the show, a few years back, you played All of Me.
Yes.
Which went on to be just about the biggest hit anyone could have.
Exactly, thanks to you.
Well, no, but it's one of those songs people play, I think, when they're, how do I put this, getting in the mood, romantically?
Yes, it's a romantic song. It's
Yeah.
about love. It's about... A lot of people play it at their weddings, too. So.
Does it work for you at home? Do you put it on?
No,
You...
it would be useless.
But...
She'd be like, not this song again.
Well, on the romance front, you've had 2 children since last week.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Elena and Miles.
Yeah. You know, I want to talk to you about the new song because you're going to play Preach for us now. And
Yeah.
John, I'm saying this for no other reason, it's true, got just about the best voice on the planet right now.
Oh, thank you.
You are an amazing singer. But this song is about something. This song, it's a ballad, but it has real meaning, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's about, you know, sometimes we read the news and we get frustrated with what's happening, and sometimes the temptation is to disengage or to just hope and pray that good things will happen. But the song is about saying you can't just hope and pray, you can't just preach. You got to actually do something.
And you can still make love to it.
Why not?
John, great to have you here. I can't wait to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, performing Preach, Mr. John Legend.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Every day I wake and everything is broken. Turning off my phone just to get out of bed. I get home every evening and history's repeating. Turning off my phone 'cause it's hurting my chest. Yeah, and heaven knows I'm not helpless. But what can I do? I can't see the use in me crying if I'm not even trying to make the change I wanna see. I can't sit and hope, I can't just sit and pray that I can find a love when all I see is pain. I fall into my knees, and though I do believe, I can't just preach, baby, preach. All I hear is voices, everybody's talking. Nothing real is happening, 'cause nothing is new. Now when all is tragic, and I just feel sedated, why do I feel numb? Is that all I can do? Yeah, and heaven knows I'm not helpless. I'm only human. Can't see the use in me crying if I'm not even trying to make the change I wanna see. I can't sit and hope, I can't just sit and pray that I can find a love when all I see is pain. I try to do the things I say that I believe. I can't just preach, baby, preach. Oh, oh, I can't just preach, baby, preach. Oh, oh, I can't just preach, baby, preach. Fall into my knees, and though I do believe, I can't just preach, baby, preach.
And you